Morning guys, so what I always love to do is let's take a deeper look at last night's Psycard from our live Psycard insights, which can be found, those of you who are watching this on YouTube can be found on my Facebook page. I will have a link into this video as well, which is Spirit Meets Adventure, and those of you that are watching this on my Facebook page, you'll find a whole wealth of resources, a library of videos on YouTube if you just search Shane Gadd. So, okay, last night's Psycard, okay, the birth card. Now, kind of, I always like to kind of reflect on the card kind of overnight and to kind of really kind of draw some deeper kind of insight or deeper wisdom from the card. So, if you were planting a sapling, a seed that turned into a sapling, would you not nurture that seed? Would you not nurture that sapling? Would you not look after it, take care of it? Would you not kind of protect it? Would you not make sure the environment around it was supportive to its growth? Of course. And the exact same applies to us. I really want to kind of just encourage you to take a moment right now to kind of almost stop, pause and reflect and ask yourself, what environment are you in? Are you in a supportive environment? Is your environment nurturing and fostering growth? Are you able to thrive in the environment you find yourself? And importantly, who is in your environment? And are they nurturing, fostering and supporting your growth? Are they adding value to your life, or are they taking life away from you? Really important questions. This cannot flourish and grow if it's not nurtured and supported and in a environment that is absolutely bringing life and supportive foundations. Really important. So these are kind of strong things to kind of consider. And the other kind of aspect of this is that for us to kind of really kind of grow and flourish, we kind of need to grow towards the light. For this sapling to grow, it needs to grow towards the light, and sometimes that means making room within our lives, cutting away the dead, cutting away the old to give birth. Okay, this can absolutely be a time of complete new beginnings, and I think that if we can approach it with the foundations that we've just shared, then that will absolutely instigate, nurture and kind of become a catalyst for growth and change. Very powerful card. Now also last night's Psycard Insights, we had a wonderful question that was raised and asked from Lauren Botting, and Lauren went on to say, how do you know if someone is with you? I just think that's an absolute fantastic question, and I kind of think to myself, if I kind of relate back to my own experiences, how I find myself here doing the work that I do and the experiences I've had over the last 26 years, is nowadays, I always get the kind of impression that spirits say, we move through life so quickly, so fast, that we're often so preoccupied that spirit, in a way, for them to kind of make contact, it's almost as if they've got to make direct physical contact, because how this often works is that we notice the subtleties within our environment. Again, okay, we notice the subtleties within our environment, so that could turn up in a way, appear in a way that is you just get a sense that you're not quite alone. Okay, that would mean we are aware and we're noticing the subtle changes within our environment, and even if they're unseen, we're beginning to notice those differences, those subtleties within that environment. But quite often we're moving so fast, we're so preoccupied, we're moving through time, as a good friend of mine says, we're moving through time that we're not noticing what's happening in time. So spirits say, we have to kind of work a lot harder to grab your attention. So a couple things I'm going to kind of share about that to kind of really answer Lauren's question, how do you know if someone's with you, is have you ever experienced that kind of sense of being watched? Okay, you just feel as if you're being watched. Okay, important thing about that is that's something that's happening outside of yourself. That's not something that's happening inwardly. It's something that's happening outside of you because you're feeling you're being watched from the outside. Very important point. Some of the places that tends to appear is doorways, and I'll tell you why is that we're so tuned in subconsciously to doorways. So if spirit want to grab our attention, they want to emanate their presence, they often stand in a doorway if to say, I'm here. Okay, so that's one way of knowing that kind of someone's with you, someone's making contact. Another one which is very, very profound, again, is physical contact, is smells. Okay, a smell appearing that you can't seem to place where it's coming from. Quite often those smells have an association. Certain person, certain smell, again, absolutely just kind of identifying who they are. And most importantly, it's something that's happening outside of you, once again. And the really, really important point is that you can't imagine a smell. You either smell a smell or you don't. You can't muster it, you can't imagine it. Okay, really important point. I know that after my mum passed, a little while after she passed, I had a dream and I was sitting on a bench, and the thing is, within life, I hadn't seen her for some time, sitting on this bench, and she walked down this garden path, sat next to me, and we had this conversation. I don't really remember the conversation fully, but I remember waking up in the morning feeling a real sense of kind of completion, a real sense of ease, and a real sense of peace, knowing that to me was a real experience. But within the dream, I remember looking down at the floor and there was all these rose petals. Again, that enhanced that feeling of kind of peace. A few days later, and actually that morning, but a few days later, without a shadow of a doubt, I woke up to the smell of rose petals. Whenever I smell roses now, I know that that's my mum making contact. So that's how association with smells often works. Beautiful question. Last thing I'm going to finish up with very kind of quickly is last night in the live Psycard Insights, I often deliver one or two spirit messages. There was a lady called Eden Barton. I really got a sense of afterwards, and again this morning as I sat down to work, of a real strong pull towards your name, and I get this real solid sense of a lady coming through that is very, very motherly. Now she says this, that you're very, very strong character, very solid character, can be quite stubborn sometimes, and she says that with a smile on her face, but she says that you too often are trying to always be strong. You're always trying to be strong, and sometimes you'll laugh off some of the kind of pain you feel. Underneath, there's a fragility. Quite often what you show the world is very different to how you feel. So from the outside, come across as being very, very, very strong, but inwardly there is a kind of fragility and there is a sensitivity. She's a lovely lady. She's as strong as it comes. Wasn't always easy for her, and I think that at times she could be very, very strong and also be very, very fragile. But she's incredibly proud of you. You've had to pick yourself up, and you've had to at some point start over. But she's incredibly proud of you, and I do not say that lightly. I'm going to leave that with you. Leave the Psycard deeper insight with all of you. I hope you enjoy the videos. Later this evening on the Facebook page, and it's already up on YouTube, you will find development tip 3, working with the tarot cards. Each Friday evening around 7:30 on the page, there's always going to be a development tip. Now leave that with you all. Have a most wonderful weekend and be seeing you all very soon. Thanks guys. Bye bye.